Okay.
Don't wait for like Steve, so.
Yeah.
Move on, call
On.
it.
A lot of enthusiasm. Hearing a lot of yawns and
Okay, I think we're good.
It's gonna be me.
Yep.
So this reorganization meeting of the Vernon Township Municipal Utilities Authority, February 8th, 2024, will now convene. Statement of compliance pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of this reorganization meeting was provided to the public and the press on December 31st, 2023, by delivering to the press such notice and posting same at the municipal building and filed with the office of the MUA, as well as posted on the website. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah.
now. Rich Wenner will swear in Paul Carney.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Paul Carney.
I, Paul Carney,
Do solemnly affirm
solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that
States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance
and to the governments established in the United States
to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly affirm
I do further solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
justly perform
all the duties as a Commissioner of Vernon Township Municipal Utilities Authority
all the duties as a Commissioner of the Vernon Township Municipal Utilities Authority
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Sir.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this an MUA meeting?
It is.
Okay, cool. The only one here?
Yes.
for us.
Okay.
Hurry on, keep it lively.
Okay, I'm gonna roll call members and professionals. Paul Carney,
Present.
Dave McDermott,
Present.
Ed DeYoung,
Present.
Mark Bauer,
Present.
thank you. Absent tonight is Kristen Wheaton, Ed Snook, and Pat Rizzuto. For professionals, we have Don Albright, Administrator CFO, Rich Wenner, our attorney, Steve Oski, our engineer, and myself, Jacqueline McCabe, recording secretary. Next, we have elections. First up is chairperson. Would anyone like to nominate anyone for a chairman?
Sure, I'll nominate Paul for chair.
I'll second that nomination.
So nomination was made by Dave McDermott, seconded by Ed DeYoung. All in favor?
Aye.
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 For vice chair, would anyone like to make a nomination?
Kristen Wheaton.
I'll second that.
Nomination for vice chair for Kristen Wheaton was made by Dave McDermott, seconded by Paul Carney. All in favor?
Aye.
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 No.
Motion carried.
But we have three.
3-1.
Okay, yep. All right. Should I continue?
No, Paul can,
Okay.
yep. Meeting's yours, sir.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that takes us right into,
Open
Open meeting?
for
Yeah.
public again.
I gave him one.
Yeah.
That's it.
so we'd like to make a motion to open to the meeting to the public for items not on the agenda.
Oh, for items.
So moved.
On the agenda items only.
Don't move by Mark.
Agenda items only or not?
Yes.
Yes, number 7.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there it was, it's on the back, my mistake. For open meeting to public for items, agenda items only.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Mark already made the motion.
I've already made it.
Good.
Dave McDermott, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
aye. For the public, like to speak,
Know what's on the agenda or not. I just want to follow. Thanks. Yeah, my first time doing all this, so.
Sure, so this is for agenda items for me here. So if you can. Stop.
I have to see what's on this agenda. Newspaper, not interested.
Jackie, it seems I've lost my sound on Zoom.
We're just waiting a moment.
It's
Oh,
silent
okay,
right
but
now.
he's talking. Sorry.
we have someone here from the public who may want to speak, but they don't know if it's agenda items or not, so
Yeah, unfortunately, mine are not in your reorganization resolution section, so I guess I will wait.
anybody online, Jackie?
So no, that's all I have.
Okay, so then, see no one from the public stepping up to speak on agenda items only, would someone like to make a motion to close this section?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Organization resolutions.
Yeah, so Paul, these are routine reorg resolutions. If you want to block them, you can. If anyone wants to pull one out for individual discussion, we can do.
Problem doing them as a block.
I'm okay blocking them.
Yeah, same here.
Block.
Mark?
Mark, you good as one block?
Not a problem for me.
Well, then I'll just read. Should I read what they are?
The motion in a second.
Okay, so someone like to make a motion to approve this block of resolutions 2404 through 2410.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call, Paul Carney, Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Young,
Yes.
and Mark Bauer.
Abstain.
Carries.
Approval of bills, resolution 2411. Someone like to make a motion to approve resolution 2411, approval of the bills.
So
I'll make
moved.
that motion.
Mark made the move.
No
Second.
sweat.
Dave seconds.
Dave second.
Yep.
Okay, roll call, Paul Carney,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Young,
Yes.
Mark Bauer. Mark Bauer,
Yes.
Approval
thank you.
of minutes, the regular meeting minutes of January 5th, 2024. And the meeting minutes of 1/25/24. Someone make a motion to approve those minutes?
Well, I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Paul Carney,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Young,
Yes.
Mark Bauer.
Yes.
Resolution 2412, resolution of the Vernon Township Municipal Utilities Authority establishing employee classifications and salaries for the year 2024. Someone like to make a motion to approve resolution 2412.
I will make that motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
Paul Carney,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Ed Young,
Yes.
Mark Bauer.
Abstain.
Brings us to the administrator's report. I know, what have we got first today?
So it's not that long ago that we just reported on this, but pump station 2 is at the very end. They just got in, I believe, the electrical panel, yesterday or today. So hopefully that will be taken care of in very, very soon, so that could be fully online. Like we said, they're moving over the old, generator, moving it over there until we get the new generator in March at some point. Sewer service area mapping, so two things, we've been having our weekly meetings with the DEP. They're still waiting from Larry, I think Tarak is his name, to give some insight into, I believe, the parcels that they had questions about, just to clarify with him that he's okay with it. He's the one that handles the environmentally sensitive areas of 25 acres or more. So that will hopefully be dealt with in the next 2 weeks, 2 meetings. Also been actively working with Dewberry on the expansion project. That's for the community funding project. We do have rough estimates on the specific areas of the existing sewer service area that we will be expanding into. So I'm going to be meeting with the township side to kind of see what direction they want to go as far as moving that project along and then incorporating hopefully the MUA into that. The transfer station, we did send everything, obviously Wind River sent everything over to SCUMA. SCUMA had some concerns about like 2 or 3 parameters with the wastewater flow that they would be sending through a transfer station. So I did reach out to Wind River and we're waiting to hear back from them. They did say they're working on it. They just want to prepare a correct response for that. We already talked about the pumps, possibly replacing the pumps at the lift stations with pumps that are not submersibles. Everything else, we're moving along with the Ryan Homes development on the township side, so that's still going in the direction of connecting to sewers and all that other jazz. And our bills went out last week, and the grace period for sewer bills is until February 15th, so that's all I have. Howie is not on,
I
right?
don't have anything.
There's nothing really to report, nothing's really happened in the past weeks, so we've been good, that's a positive thing,
Yeah,
yes.
no, this is good news.
So the electrical panels are in. You know if everything is roughed up to where the panels are gonna be, so it's just a matter of the panels get installed and then connecting it, or does everything
Think-
get run?
I think Steve can probably speak more to the exact, yeah.
Okay.
He's on.
That brings us to engineer report. Steve?
Yep, I don't have much to address other than your question, Paul. Yeah, so a lot of electrical work has already taken place. So it's not like all the electrical work and conduits and other panels and stuff also need to go in. Most of that's been done already, so it's not hopefully it's not a huge lift at this point. Yeah, so hopefully by the time we meet again, there'll be a lot of progress made and we'll have good news to share.
Very good. Got any questions for Steve?
I got nothing.
No, I'm good.
So Steve, with that being said, how long do you think before we're actually turning a switch and this thing's operational?
Ideally in a couple weeks, Paul, but for things that are out of my control, I don't like to kind of guess too much, you know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
Yeah, I would hope a couple weeks,
All right, good. That'd be great.
but don't quote me on that, Paul.
No, of course not.
Do not.
Writing it down.
It's going in a minute, so I guess you are quoting me.
Okay. Is that it, Steve?
Yes, that's it. Yep, I don't have anything else to add. Donnell talked about the sewer service area. We have been working with Donnell on the expansion, so I don't really have anything to add other than what Donnell already said.
Right, thank you. Brings us to public portion. Someone like to make a motion to open the meeting to the public for items not on the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I can.
Step up.
Yeah, can you just step up? There is probably fine.
Do I need to do that or can you not hear me?
We just need to make sure.
Maybe.
I'm actually, yeah, I
Yeah, by
hate
the
to have to
circle
ask
one?
you to, I hate to have to ask you to come all the way up here, but if you just stand at the next up here, like the next one. Yeah, that circle is the microphone for online. You,
Did now.
there you go.
There you go.
You're good.
Now people.
I'm all confused.
Okay.
Where am I standing now?
Right there, there's good. Yep, that's fine.
Thank you,
So I
Jen.
have never done this before.
That's fine.
I'm kind of, I think I spoke with you, Jackie, right?
Yeah.
No. So I bought a condo in the Great Gorge, which I'm sure everybody.
Sorry, could you state your name for the record?
Yes,
Kim LaRose. Anything else?
That's it.
no, thank you.
Thanks. So I bought a condo about 19 months ago in Great Gorge. So the sewer bills, I'm sure I'm not the only one that complains, but I have to be honest, and I'm really here to basically voice my concern that I paid $288 for a one bathroom, 937 square foot condo. That I did a lot of research today, and I'm going to continue because I have worked for a court before. That the water is not even, it's not even metered to what I read on the site, your site. My water bill is $29 a month, $29.52 this month, and I'm paying now went up to $291 a quarter. My sister owns a house in Wayne. She pays $160, and there's three of them in a bigger house than mine. What I don't understand is why we're paying this much money in these condos. And I have a one bathroom, and yet my neighbor has two bathrooms and she's paying the same amount of money. That is what got me really upset. So this is a little unfair. I think it's a ripoff, call it what you want. And you're not metering the water. And like I said, I paid $29.52 for a water bill, and yet I'm paying almost $300 a quarter on sewage. That's not even metered. Something has to be done. I think it's wrong. I think it's a ripoff. That Great Gorge got stuck to what I've been listening and talking to all my neighbors. This is outrageous. It's outrageous. You've got so many people there that can barely afford it. And I don't understand how this has not been an issue in the last few years that Great Gorge took over the Mountain Creek bankruptcy crap. Sorry.
No,
I'm just saying, it's honestly, I have a one bedroom. I paid $29 in water this month. In 1 month, and I'm paying $300 in sewage, and my neighbor has two bathrooms and she's paying the same. So where is the equalism in all of that? Where? Why? I don't understand that. And besides that, they say that my loft is a bedroom. There's no window. God forbid there's a bedroom up there and there's a fire down below. How are they getting out? How is that considered a bedroom? There's no door, closet, you can make a closet. It's not a bedroom. And you guys are taxing us or assessing us for a 2-bedroom and a loft. My opinion, I read a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, I think it's outrageous.
and I hear where you're coming from. If you're being assessed as a 2-bedroom, that's not the MUA assessing you. We have to go up what we're told by the tax rolls. So if they say it's a 2-bedroom, it's a 2-bedroom. If they say it's a 1-bedroom, it's a 1.
Never been in my house. Like I said, I bought it 19 months ago.
So if you're,
It's went up, my taxes have went up $550 in a year, and I'm not sure what it's gonna go up now.
So to be clear about the taxes, so the tax assessment, when they come out for the reassessment program,
Haven't come.
They
in
have-
my place.
or the reval, so it's a 5-year reassessment program, so every property is inspected once every 5 years during that program. What happens is they look at, even if they can't get into your model, if they couldn't get into your exact location while you were there,
No, it's different.
um,
Every single one, every
They all-
single loft is different, by the way.
they all have specific models. That being said, a loft is, and I should say every property, every single room is assessed for its best and highest use. And its best and highest use for a loft standard is a bedroom.
Not a bed,
Whether you,
not a bedroom.
whether you use that as a bedroom or not, it does not matter. It's considered a bedroom for the purposes of the type of,
Tax assessment. That's what it's for.
not a set, you're
Yes, you are.
So I don't want to get into tax assessment because this board is a separate board and separate from the township. But But I will tell you that your assessment is not based on the number of bedrooms or bathrooms or whatever you have. It's based on your square footage of usable space. So, but if you have an issue with the tax assessment,
The room, it's obviously square footage.
if you have an issue with the tax assessment, you would have to take it up with the tax.
Not issue, I'm not. My issue is that I am paying an outrageous amount of money for sewage that is not metered. And I have a $29 water bill and my neighbor has a 2-bathroom that is paying mine. So that's 3 discrepancies I have. And she has 2 bathrooms and she's paying the same amount of money in sewage. And
8 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
She has a loft.
Oh, okay.
Well,
It's a loft with a bathroom. I don't have another bathroom, and it's a shower up.
Paying the same as.
you don't pay based on bathrooms or usage.
That's even, but that to me is even more of a ripoff, because if you've got 2 bathrooms, you obviously have more people. I'm paying their price. That's not right, not fair. And again, the sewer is not metered. How do you know how much, what I am using? If I'm paying a $29 a month water bill, why am I paying $300 a quarter for sewage? Why? That's outrageous.
I can't disagree with you.
And again, she has 2 bathrooms, so she's using more than I'm using, and yet she's paying the same. Something has to be done.
This board, and I'm going to stick up for the people that are currently on it. We were not here at the inception of the MUA. The MUA was set up a long time ago, and way they do the billing, which is actually a standard form of billing for sewage. They base it on bedrooms. That's how it was set up long before any of us got involved with the MUA. We understand the costs that, especially I feel for the people who live in the condos. I've said this before. You are paying a high bill. You just are. It's a fact. And only thing we can do here is to try to bring more people onto the system, which is what we've been working on, to bring more money into the system to keep your rates from going up and spread the cost among more users. That's our goal here. So far as metering is something that we peripherally looked at. It's probably cost prohibitive. It would end up costing you maybe more money.
Right, so you guys aren't gonna pay, but technically, we would still pay for it in the end, whether it's our taxes or not. But yet, it's not you paying for it. It still would be the taxpayers that would have to pay for that. But yet it would save the 1,500 units that are up there that are taking a big brunt of this bill.
Paul, can I interrupt for a moment?
Sure.
I've heard since the beginning that we are required to accept the bedroom count that comes from the tax people. Where does that requirement come from? Because I'm not aware that it's anything other than policy. Policy is what it is, but I don't know that it's required by law or rule or regulation. If I'm mistaken about that, perhaps I can be set straight.
No, it's a burning policy. I have it on my phone.
It's in the rules and regulations.
Right,
Mhm.
it's a policy, the law, technically, what the New Jersey state law will tell you what the restrictions are, what is considered a bedroom.
The reason that I'm
that's
asking,
separate, though.
But again, it's not my discussion about the water, but go ahead.
the reason that I'm asking the question whether it is a law or whether it is policy, if it's a law, that's something that's above our level that we can't change. If it is policy, and I'm getting the sense that it is, policy is something that we can change. And perhaps a change would be in order that rather than accepting, for example, the tax authorities' relatively recent decision that a loft counts as a bedroom, we can do the MUA can do its own bedroom count, or we can take a bedroom count from Comet Management, which has it at its fingertips, rather than be locked into the tax assessor's count.
Great.
I would, that's something we'd have to find out legally. I don't know if that's something that can or cannot be done. I'm not an attorney and that's something that we would have to look into deeper.
Yeah, well, then perhaps that's a question that we might put to Mr. Wenner so that we could be advised at our next meeting.
That's fine.
When I spoke with you, Jacqueline, you did tell me like, so I was assessed on 2 bedrooms, which is why that is, right?
Right.
So like my other neighbor, like I know everybody on my entire street, so we've all had our own meeting going on. Cause I work from home, so I am home all day, I walk my dog and I watch everything that's going on. But you said it was based on the 2-bedroom.
Right.
So my neighbor, her bottom level is exactly the same size. I literally have not much of an upstairs. And yet her water bill's 218. Like, that's a big difference from 218 to 291.
Her water bill or her?
Or sewer bill, sorry, her sewer bill. I mean, that's, you know, and you've got a lot of old people that live there, retired people, whatnot. I mean, I'm just saying that seems to be outrageous. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
I think what we need to consider and, you know, Paul said like the board is trying everything that they can. I think what we need to consider is that there's a budget and that 80% of that budget is the bill for SCUMA. Right? So ultimately, there's a bill that has to get paid from the MUA to SCUMA and we have to pay that bill.
Right, but it's
There's
on us because
But it has,
from years ago, that's what happened. Because Mountain Creek used to pay it.
just to be clear, Mountain Creek still pays,
What?
they're still the largest user on the system.
Correct,
Mountain Creek still pays 67% of that debt service payment.
right,
So they still contribute, I think this year it's 600,000
right. But we are all.
on their budget.
No to that, since we never did, right?
So the township purchased the condos
Right,
and created the MUA.
right.
So, but, right,
Yeah.
that was not this board,
I know that.
right? So they are trying everything, right? The only way that this is going to come down is bringing users onto the system. I mean, that's just the truth of it. The only way it's gonna come down, we have an allocation of 645,000 gallons, right? We are paying SCUMA for 2/3 of that right now. We send down half of that. So the only thing we can do and this board can do is do everything in their power to get more people on the system, which is what they are doing. The township has gotten, community funding project. They got $3.45 million, last year in 2023 from the feds in order to do expansion into the existing sewer service area. They've been working for 10 years with the DEP. We're finally at a point where we have a map where we can expand our sewer service area so we have more people coming on. You heard me before talk about, the possibility of Ryan Homes,
Onto our sewer.
more
Users.
more users coming onto the system. Right. So that's the issue right now, right? Is that the MUA is paying basically for like air in the pipes. You know, we send down on average 220,000 gallons a day, right? We pay for 461,000 gallons. That's the issue.
But again, it's us that is paying for it too.
Right,
I mean,
right.
and again, I understand what you're saying. I understand all of that, but I have to still honestly say I have a 900 square foot condo with a 1 bathroom, small, and I'm paying almost $300 a quarter. And my taxes went up $500 and some dollars. They're gonna go up again. And this all in a year, and all 19 months that I've been here, I've had nothing but complete up. Everything's gone up. Besides the inflation, we're not even gonna go there. Just, I get it, but there's a breaking point for people. And I can tell you that there's tons of people that I'm talking to. And they're just at a breaking point. It's ridiculous. It's just, there's something, things have to be done. Things have to change. Again, assessment's part of it. No one's been to my house. Don't tell me that it's a 2-bedroom when I don't have an open window. If there's a fire downstairs, I don't know where they're jumping. There's no window to get out if there's a fire downstairs. That is technically not a bedroom. They can't get out. You have to be able to get out. A closet's part of it. But again, I'm being based off of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and yet someone has 2 bathrooms next to me, a full, bigger loft than mine, actually, bigger upstairs, and she pays the same. That is what I'm talking about. Why is that such a big difference? Why is she paying same I'm paying?
She has the same bedrooms.
So her loft actually goes over, it actually cuts off the cathedral ceiling, and she actually has a bedroom. She can put a bedroom up there with a full bathroom,
Right.
not a tub, but she's got a shower and a toilet. and storage.
But it's not, the bathrooms are, so you.
I get what you're saying, but it still doesn't make sense to me when my water bill's $29 this month. So I understand all that, but you understand that the average person here is, I'm not getting raises. I'm sure half you people, well, according to this salaries. I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense at all that I have to pay what you're talking about is sewage, you're talking about water. So if you've got 2 bathrooms, then you're obviously using more, call it what you want. It would be more sewage, it would be more sewer, whatever, more water usage. I have 1. That is, to me, is a big discrimination in different things. How could that be? She has same loft. It doesn't make sense. Does not make sense at all. And then the person next to me has 1 bedroom just because she doesn't have a piece of flat 300 square feet, she pays $80 less. And 1 bed, and she has one bathroom. It should go off a bathroom. Why should it not go off of bathrooms? Unless it's a 3-bedroom. But if we're talking about sewer, we're talking about water usage. Isn't that what sewer is? Water usage? Where it's going?
But the method used is
Bedrooms.
for homes, it's bedrooms.
Septic.
For restaurants, it's how many,
I agree. I do agree.
that's just the standard, that's.
I do agree to that. I understand that. I do understand, but to me, I'm looking at my neighbor who has got a loft with an extra bathroom and actually has an extra room where mine is not even near like that, and she's paying the same.
I mean, that is an issue with the town on the tax side, and you may want to speak to them about that.
I like to not get mine
Strongly about it, I mean, it's.
considered a 2-bedroom. I mean, when I was buying it, the realtor said it wasn't a 2-bedroom. So I'm being assessed as 2-bedroom, but it's not considered it. So it's very confusing when you go on Zillow and you look at some of these condos and they're not called 2 bedrooms. They're called, it's a loft. So again, $300 a quarter for a condo. And I'm paying $29 in a water bill. There's just something is wrong with that picture.
I can't argue.
My card, if you want to give me a call
Okay.
or email me, or I'm happy to talk to you about it further.
Well, like I said, I don't know what you guys can do. I'd like somebody to start looking into this. I mean, something something has to change. I just don't think people can handle, besides their taxes are gonna go up again and the sewer bills went up. I mean, there's just only so much that, these people can take. And again, I still think having a $29 water bill and a $300 quarter sewer bill is a little bit just doesn't equal at all to me. And it's not metered. Why is that not metered? Why do we not have that metered? The sewer, why is that not metered? Because it cost you guys money, which really costs us money, right? And in the long run, that would be fair. That's fair. To me, that's fair.
Well, the problem is there are no meters, and just imagine what the cost would be to put a meter into 1,700 units. Just imagine that cost, what that would do.
It's a few $1 million and
Yeah,
there's no meters that,
would have been nice if they were there.
there's no meters that handle gravity fed sewers.
Okay, but again, I mean,
With respect, I suggest that the meter issue, once again, is a red herring. That is the absence of sewer meters. We have water meters in the 25 years I've been in Great Gorge Village. Nobody has ever complained that the water meters are inaccurate, whether it's Suez or Veolia who's supplying the water. Everybody's satisfied the water meters showing the amount of water going in is accurate. It's a pretty fair assumption that the amount of water going out is substantially identical to the amount of water going in, maybe off a tiny little bit because of evaporation or cooking or watering a plant here or there. But it's totally reasonable to say water in equals water out for these purposes. If we could switch to using the water meter readings for billing our sewage, then people could be billed according to their actual usage, and forget about how many toilets you have, forget about how many bedrooms you have, forget about whether a bedroom is a loft or a loft is a bedroom. Just take the water bill multiply the gallonage on the water bill by our cost per gallon, which I understand is around 380 per gallon, it would still be a very high sewer bill, even if you're not a large water user, and people will be yelling, what am I paying 380 a gallon for sewage when it should be around 25 cents a gallon, which I believe is approximately the state average. But it would eliminate all of the political problems we have with this bedroom count, bathroom count, square footage count, none of which is relevant to your actual usage. And I am the ultimate proof. Since I have one of the bigger homes in Great Gorge Village, I have 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. I'm a single person living alone and only there half a year. So I'm really a half a person, but I'm being billed the highest sewage rate there is, and I'm massively overcharged. I understand this lady's complaint completely, other than the idea that if you have 2 bathrooms, you use twice as much water. I have 3 bathrooms, and I
And you don't.
probably use a tenth as much water because I'm not there.
It was the point.
Yeah, the bathroom counts really don't matter. You could be living in your neighbor's house who has 2
Right.
bathrooms and it's just you not using any more water.
I agree. It was just the point that I was
But
making.
I get,
It's really
Sure,
just.
I agree too.
I mean, it's just the point. Again, my water bill
Take
is
it.
$30 for this month. And my bill, actually, to be honest, I don't think my water bill has ever been higher than $49, maybe in the summer, because I water my plants. And so under $50 a month,
mine's 50.
see, I paid $29.52 this month. So that when I got that was kind of why I was like, this is ridiculous. I've owned a house in Bloomingdale. I get it. This is.
And actually, if you look closer at your $29 water bill, you'll see about $20 of that is recurring monthly charges just for administration and hookup charges, and
Exactly.
only $9 of it is actual water usage.
You are correct. Same thing with the
Water
gas
usage
company.
is very little.
Agree. So anyway, that was kind of what my concern was. I hope somebody can maybe work on this or some answer or something, but I did just come to voice my opinion since I'm the only one here.
Thank you.
Comment.
So, thank you. I really don't want to come again. And the only reason I knew was because of her, because I called her yesterday.
Yes, sir, the day.
Yeah,
Not the only person who has the same message.
Yeah,
listen, I'm living pennies to pennies right now, so, I mean, who is it? But thank you for your time, and, yes, I will reach out to you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
What is being done? I'd like to hope on my breath with any hot air. And maybe somebody will look into something, some
You're-
pages.
They're not falling on deaf ears.
All right, good, 'cause I need to get my entire street here. I get it. Thank you very much.
Carol, thank you.
I do not have anyone further.
Nobody else? Seeing nobody else from the public coming forward to speak, someone like to make a motion to close this section?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Brings us to commissioners' comments. Start with Mark.
I think I've already fired my shot. Thank you all, and I wish you good evening.
Well said. I don't have anything else to add.
No, nothing.
No? You know, in the years I've been sitting here, I've heard the people from the condos come down here numerous occasions. And I gotta be honest, I feel their pain. It's, I don't think that it's far from the fairest, setup, but it's the setup that we inherited here. And if we could come up with a way to make it fairer for people, I'm all for it. But it also has to be a method that we're still paying our bills.
So that's the bottom line.
You know,
We've got to pay the bills.
So, and that's, you know, that's the hard part, that the bills have to get paid. But I also, you know, I feel for this lady who was here. You know, that is a lot of money to be paying, but I mean, that's right now, you know, I hate the expression, but right now it is what it is. And I'm hoping with expansion and getting more people on hooked into the system, that, maybe somewhere down the road, there might be some, make it a little easier. Nothing's gonna change overnight on this, but, obviously, 'cause we're working on this expansion for extremely long, since before I came onto this board. So, but we do see a little bit of a light, and, I'm hoping it gets bigger and somewhere down the road, this won't be an issue anymore. That's all I got.
I just gotta, just to piggyback onto that a little bit. We're paying for unused gallons, obviously. So what happens if we get enough users on where we're sending SCUMA the amount of gallonage we're paying for? In my head, I'm not sure how that brings the rates down,
Well, you have more users.
but we're paying for 645,000 gallons, right?
We're paying for 461,000 gallons to be treated.
Okay, so if we're using about
20?
220, so if we double that, we're still in the same.
But you're doubling it, but there's more people paying for it.
revenue.
Paying for it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get 220,000 gallons more worth of.
But does it mean that this lady's bill is gonna be reduced?
Yes.
Because we have more users?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I just don't see the math on that yet, but I'll figure it out. It's just me.
okay.
It's just it's just the number of EDUs.
Yeah.
That's gonna make a difference.
Okay. So the cost for an EDU, that rate will go down because we have more users. I got it now.
Yep.
I'm a math major. I should have got that along.
Well, it's the new math. Let's go.
Oh, forget the new man.
Anybody else? That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Someone like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a good night.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.